think of my baby coming home to me. Down the riverside flowing, knowing she's still there. I can't see where she's going, but I hope it's near. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's trying. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. Just don't let it go. Don't let go. Daydreams falling like raindrops non-stop. Making plans, all I ever have dreamt of, falling through my hands. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's fighting. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. Just don't let it go. Don't let it go. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. Just don't let it go. Just don't let it go. Sometimes love is a river running strong, moving like a wave through a rocky riverbed. Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark, spinning, laughing, twirling through the back door of your heart. And every time I think of you, well, something happens in my mind. And every time I try to leave, you're keeping me occupied. I'm losing track of time. Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a thought we held too long. Sometimes it's alright just to be a little wrong, with no sense of consequence, the strength to carry on. The day breaks in the darkest places right before the dawn. So if you ever lie awake with situations in your mind and you try to sleep it off, but night keeps on passing by, you're losing track of time. Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a reason to hold on, blowing like a hurricane right inside of me and you. No blues or avenues take away my stride. When love's standing holding hands right here by my side. So if you wanna take a ride and see what happens down the road, find yourself a pair of gloves and get yourself a warmer coat. Oh yes, we'll be doing fine. Just losing track of time. Just losing track of time. away. And I remember your face. When you hit the ground, I can recall the time and place. On a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old. Back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one.
Understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world today.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You can get involved if you want to jump in there. There are two lines open now at 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. The biblical question: who or what gives you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother? Who or what give you the impression you have of your mother and grandmother? Where did that come from? How did you get the impression that you have? That's an amazing question when you really, really think about it. And the thing I realized that is so missing today in society, where it wasn't as missing when I was growing up, is people were not thinking for themselves. Nowadays, people do not think for themselves. And I know over the years you've been trained that you need experts to tell you how to eat, how to sleep, what medicine to take, how to work out. They counsel with you to tell you how to make your life and relationship work, who to vote for, who not to vote for, where to go, where not to go, which stove or refrigerator you need in your house, which car or truck or automobile to drive. They tell you everything. Put your mask on, take it off, everything. And so you stop thinking for yourselves because you believed that the experts, because they had degrees, you believed that they were smarter than you. Just because they had an expensive piece of paper called PhD, doctor, lawyer, psychiatrist, whatever mess. You believe them not understanding they were dumber than a doorknob, and the piece of paper they had paid for it. And they wear it as a badge of honor because they are insecure people. Intellectual people are very, very insecure people. Very insecure and frightened. They are afraid. You can find out for yourself if you pay attention. Intellectual people live in fear. That's why they work so hard to make you think that they are important. To make you think that they are more important than you are to yourself. It's crazy, but true. So I'm putting these questions out there for you as an adult to start thinking for yourself again. Come back to self. Don't just listen to the preacher or the pope or the radio or TV host or the psychiatrist or the therapist or the doctor or the lawyer just because they said it. And don't listen to your thoughts either, by the way. But anyway, we have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, whatever you're doing, you're protesting, you're over there at the White House outside there climbing the fences and putting red paint on the wall, staring down, marking up statues. You're in America and hate America. You're in America now and you're able to protest against America, and you're not even a real citizen yet. You're here on a visa, and you're able to go out and protest against a country that lets you come in to be educated. Whatever you're doing, working out, laying up, you can be listening to the show live on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv/JLP. Cozy where Christ is King. Cozy.tv/JLP. And to have your donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. All right. So it's Tuesday, and every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing song. Amazing. Yeehaw. It's Country Western Tuesday, so today you can see Jesse standing there, and he has his Mexican mule. I think I'm going to the woods. I'm in Mexico visiting, I guess. And I decided I want to go out in the woods to cut down some trees. So I put my Mexican horse on the mule. And this is a horse or a mule? Mule, right?
Yeah, I think it's a mule, you know.
Yeah, mule.
Could be found maybe in the South, too.
Yeah, it can. I used to plow mules. For some reason, a Mexican mule looked different than an American mule. A Mexican mule looked like a Mexican. And an American mule looked like an American. And this mule looked like a Mexican mule. And so he has an axe. And did you know the difference between the mules?
I didn't, but now that you're saying it, yeah, there is, I guess there are some characteristics.
Yeah, this looks like a Mexican mule. What the? Oh, what this for? In case somebody attacked me in the woods? Joel brought me the gun for the woods. Thank you, Joel.
Yeah, today he's just doing some work around some pumpkins.
Yeah.
You know, around the farm.
Halloween coming up.
Sweet potato, doing some sweet potato harvesting.
That's right.
Getting ready for the pies.
Hake said that a Mexican mule looked like a burrito. I guess so. What the? But that's what Jess is doing today. I want to say this to men and women. So listen up. And this is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This is to men and women, and especially men. But women too, because it should not be happening. But especially to men, because men are allowing it to happen more and more. And they just don't, and I counsel with them, I talk to them, I meet them at different locations, they tell me what's going on. And they just don't know how to deal with it because I guess in their days when they were growing up, they didn't see their fathers or grandfathers deal with their mothers or grandmothers in the right way. I guess when the men were growing up, maybe their mothers were beating up their fathers physically when they met, because I truly didn't see that happening. That would have never happened, where women are beating up men, attacking them in marriages and datings and everything. What I want to stress more than anything else is that spiritual order of God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, right? And there's a reason for it. And what men don't know, and I've said it over and over again, is that when you're dealing, because God above is the man's God and the God below is the woman's God until she has returned to the Father. When she returned to the Father, then the God above become her God, and she operated in love. But what men don't know, and a lot of women don't know that this is what working through them. They know something is wrong, but no one has ever corrected them or told them, so they're thinking that they're okay. Everyone in the world has lied to them about a woman. It's okay to be emotional and all that crap, and you don't support my emotions. You're not supportive emotionally. You don't hear me. What I want men to know, and women too, so that they can overcome it, is that all of your emotional needs is evil. They are evil. They are pure evil. The so-called good emotional need and the bad one are both evil. They're both evil. And the worst thing that a man can do is to cater to it. They should never, ever, ever cater to your emotions. It just bring the violence out of you. The violence out of you. And there are so many cases now when I counsel with men and women, the woman is upset because her husband, especially those husbands who are starting to wake up, they don't cater to my emotion. They don't care about my feelings. And when they met before the man woke up, the man cared about the feeling. And it was not that he really cared about the feeling. He was trying to get you in bed. So he pretended to care about the feelings. And now he got you in his house. He don't need to care about your feelings. Because you're going to jump in bed anyway trying to control him. But the point is that nature of the woman is an evil nature. When a woman is crying out, you don't meet my needs, you don't care about my emotions, she is saying a couple of things. You don't let me control you no more. And so now my emotions are going wild because I don't have anyone to control. And I'm catching hell in this emotion. I need you down in hell with me. I want to control you. I need to control you. And then if you don't do it, she becomes violent with you. She'll attack you physically. And that's just more of the demonstration that this hell and misery that she's in. And when you let her attack you and you don't defend yourself, all you're doing is bringing out more hell in that woman. Because she's going to love the thrill of attacking you. And she's going to hate the thrill of you not protecting yourself and stopping her. And hating and loving it is making her worse. And it's also making you worse because you got to catch the hell now. You're too weak to defend yourself. I want to encourage the men. Do what you want, of course. Make your own decisions. Do what you want. If you're already doing this thing, cater to the woman's emotions and getting beat up by her when you try not to, stop catering to emotion. You are catering to evil, just as you are when you cater to the thoughts and feelings that you get within yourself. It's the same spirit. It came from mama. It came from the woman. And if the woman don't do what she's supposed to do with you, she doesn't obey you, don't get violent with her. It's the same spirit. You overcome her rather than getting violent with her. Overcome her, and you will see the next step to take, the next step, whether to stay or go or whatever to do. The light of God will light up your path and show you what to do. Since we're not in control of anything at any point and never have, never will be in control, you're controlled by evil. But when you're born again of the Father, you're controlled by good. So another spirit is controlling you. You're not in control. And only a blind fool think that he or she is in control. You're not. If you were in control, you would have perfect peace. Anyone that think and say that they're in control of their lives, what they're telling you is that I'm catching hell. I'm trying to make life work. It ain't working. When you let go, life will work. So I want to say to the men, because I'm hearing more and more of it, do not let a woman attack you. If she attacked you once, call the police, put her in jail, and leave her there. Otherwise, you put your life on the line because it's just going to bring out the worst in her. It's not going to help her at all. The thrill of beating you and getting away with it will cause her to beat you even more so. And if you were to stop her from beating you, attacking you physically, she'll make up lies on you. She'll have you arrested. She'll do anything because she needs the thrill. The thrill of good feeling of getting at you and the bad feeling of you not giving into it. You're dealing with evil, folks. And these men don't cater to... there are men who are trying to cater to the woman. And the more they try to cater to her emotions and needs and all that, blah, 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 pay attention, the deeper they get into hell and they become miserable. And they get to the point where they can barely function. Because they're sinking into hell and they don't understand what's happening. You're dealing with evil, folks. I'm telling you, it's a spiritual battle. It's not physical. And this is why you need to get to know yourself. And any man, I don't care who you are, what you have or don't have, where you live or don't live, what color you are or not, any man that allows a woman to physically attack him is a beta male. It's a beta male. That woman know it. You know it, and everybody that's watching this going on knows it. She ain't worth having like that, man, to destroy your life. You're letting the devil into your life, and you're not supposed to hang out with evil people for that long. You're not supposed to hang out with evil people. That includes your woman. You're not supposed to hang out with the devil inside of you, and you're not supposed to hang around with evil outside of you. It will corrupt you. And I know the world tells you differently, but the world is evil. Look at what's happening in the world right now inside of people because they're listening to worldly people that don't know the truth, don't know God, can care less about God because they believe that they are God. And you listen to them. And men, whomever told y'all that you're supposed to let a woman attack you physically and you're the bigger guy, don't attack her back, they set you up. They lied to you. And they want the hell through the woman to come in. That's why they told you not to attack the hell. I'm just stunned at the number of men who are getting beat physically by women. I'm stunned. And they're not doing anything about it because they've been told not to. If a woman thinks that she's big enough to hit you, she has to be thinking that she's big enough to take the blow back. I want to use the word disgrace when that happened, but I can't get past evil. I remember, some of you might remember when Jay-Z, Beyonce's husband, Beyonce's sister attacked him in an elevator once. Remember that? He didn't do anything about it. He was like a little crybaby. Man, that isn't, you're supporting evil. You should let nothing or anyone be that important to you that you're willing to allow these things to happen to you. You should only love God with all your heart, soul, and might, above and with nothing else, along with nothing else, no one else or nothing else. Only then will you be free. You must return to the Father. And women, the men shouldn't be beating you either if you're not attacking them, if it's not self-defense. You should return to the Father as well. I understand it now because over the years I've seen so much of it and heard so much about it and counseling with people about it, and I understand the brainwashing. But women have lied to you and weak men by telling you, you're the bigger one, you should not fight back. Imagine that. Somebody told Jay-Z, if this woman smack you in the elevator, you just stand there and cry. And don't wait you can't wait until the elevator gets to the next floor so you get off. He should have, let's say that he didn't want to go to jail. He could have called the police right there. Throw her butt in jail. Almost said another word. Did you hear me almost said another word? Instead of butt?
I did.
Man, that's not normal. It's not right. It's wrong. And you're bringing out the worst in the woman. When you cater to those emotions which are evil, they're not of God. They're not of good. They're of the devil because the devil is the woman's God, and she's doing what her God tell her to do. Just like once you return to the Father, you would do what the God above tell you to do. You have no other choice. And you're catering to evil. And don't let another man or anyone tell you to cater to her. If the relationship is not working naturally on its own, it's not a relationship. It's not life. You can't make relationships work. You should not make relationships work. It doesn't work. I know men and women, I have counseled with them, so I know them one-on-one, who have been married 40 and 50 and 60 years, and they tried desperately to make their relationship work, and it never worked. The world lied to you and said, you got to make it work. It's a two-way street. Well, the road to heaven is a one-way street. The road to hell is a two-way street. Trying to make a relationship work with anyone, friendships, jobships, marriageships, dayship, and you can't even make your own life work. How are you going to make a relationship work? Think about that. That's a dumb, stupid idea. You can't give and take. All you're doing is giving and taking hell. You give up the fight, you give and take heaven because heaven will take over. You've been seriously lied to because they've allowed the women to take over, and the women have brought in all that hell that's in them and told you this is the way you should be. And you believed it. And every time the man listens to the woman, he will suffer. Ain't no way around it. God even said it. Because you listen to the woman, you're going to suffer, Adam. And today, every time Adam, you listen to the woman, you will suffer. And you do suffer. And you know it. But you still listen to her. You don't love her, and she's not in love with you. Oh, and another thing, when you're courting, dating, and everything seemed like roses, red roses, it was like so romantic and just everything. Just beautiful, right? That's fake. Well, he doesn't treat me the way he did when we were dating. Or she didn't treat me the way she did when we were dating. You both were lying to one another to get one another, to try to get more of it. And you get married and all that illusion of that fantasy of dating disappear. It vanishes away because it was an illusion. I want to encourage you, never get married out of a need. If you got to be married, get married to make babies. Not because you're lonely, not because the world says you're supposed to get married or you start a family. The devil tells you lies. And you're replacing that. You're getting those things, trying to replace something that's missing inside of you. And nothing's going to fulfill that except a return to the Father. It's shocking. I'm hearing more and more and more these women beating these men physically. And you're stupid enough to let it happen. That's what I can't. And the world have given the woman excuses to get away with it. You're smaller. He's bigger than you. But yet they want to play on your basketball team, your football team, your karate team, and whatever team. And then they don't want you playing in the women's team. See how confusing that is? Never marry a woman that's not going to obey you. It's just going to be trouble. Do not marry an educated woman. She does not make for a good wife or mother. It ain't going to work. Her ego has already been pushed to the limit, and she ain't going to let you draw her back into reality. I can't tell you the number of couples I've counseled, and they heard me say, don't marry an educated woman, and they did it, and nothing but hell. Poor kids are suffering. Now the man hate to leave her because he doesn't want to leave her kids behind. She wants you to be her partner and share everything, cooking and cleaning and ironing and sewing and the home stuff, changing diapers, and carry the little dog around for her. How will the world and the family get better if you don't get better men? If it comes through you and you're not better, how will it get better? Think about it. How will life get better for your family? Meaning you, your wife, and your children. I got to take a quick break. When I come back, I have an example of that. A couple examples, but one serious one. And then I'll take your phone calls and super chats. 888-7753-773. A quick break. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
Come all you young rounders, and a story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell. But take heed where you ramble, or too soon you will go way up on the hillside where the new flowers grow. springtime, the sun singing low, two star-crossed lovers in the still melting snow, where the loving was easy and the courting was brief. Well, they called her a beauty, they called him a thief. In the quiet of the evening, they'd steal.
Hello, how are you? I'm living on the moon. I'm calling from a telephone inside of a saloon. The only other person here left many years ago, and now I sit here at the bar feeling so alone. I've read all of the books I had and walked the planet round, but still the thing I'm looking for refuses to be found, except this clanging deep regret. Oh, I am such a fool, a man who wanted quiet, so he went up to the moon. But now this precious solitude I once thought so sublime has changed my sense of what is real and what is in my mind. I think I hear the voices of my distant family, the laughter of my oldest friends for years I haven't seen. I know that that's impossible, I tell myself each day, but no one stops this growing sound that will not go away. But no one comes here for me, which was my own cruel design. There's nothing left but dust, dreams, and memories and time.
Amazing!
Hello, how are you? I heard you on the moon. Tell us why you went up there, it's very strange of you. Now we all know that you're the kind of person who must find the things that keep you up at night and occupy your mind. But tell me, do you think that you can do it all alone? The answer must be no, or else you wouldn't even fold. Why don't you come down to earth? You know that we miss you. It's been so long since you've been gone up there on the moon.
So sorry about that. That was me. I had to take care of something during that break. It wasn't the employees. It wasn't the machine. It was me. But anyway, I'll do some commercials later. I wanted to say this. You need to throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. You are possessed. Every human being is possessed in the mind and in emotions. And you're possessed by evil. And it's that evil spirit or spirits that cause you to do, to think, to say, and do the things that you do. And when you allow these women to attack you like this, you are giving in to evil. It's the same way when you allow yourself to believe thoughts and act upon them and feel them and thinking that is you, you're giving into evil. And it's bringing the worst out of you, just as it is when you give in to women attacking you, carrying on the way they carry on, and you cater to them. You're supporting evil. And I have to tell you, women want you to not let that happen. They need it. They want it. They want you to not be weak. Not be angry, but not be weak with them. They need it. They need it badly. They accept your weakness because they get a faucet of life out of control of you, but they prefer you to be strong. To not love them, but love God. Because if you love them, they got you. Because that ain't love. You've made them your God. And they will destroy you in hopes that you will wake up and bring them out of their hell. But you listen to the woman, they tell you, oh, meet her needs. Do this and do that. And you do it, and you're catching hell. This is from the New York Post. Former Arizona Cardinal executive Bill Bidwell Jr. was covered in blood after being hit 100 times by his wife. After being hit 100 times by his wife, which included being struck in the head by a glass of beer when he tried to get away from her. Watch this from TMZ.
10-4 confirming it's code 4 for them to come in.
I just get them started. We haven't made contact with the wife yet. Where's your wife at?
Last I saw, she was
10-4, the caller was transferred.
He's
So what happened?
bleeding.
224.
She,
224, my fault. WPN 8, route to that TV.
I'm sitting on the couch and she's screaming at me. And I was trying to not escalate because she has a very bad temper.
204-232. Were you out with the wife?
She started hitting me and I just started defending myself.
She was hitting you with her hands?
Yeah, hard. I don't know if you can see my face. I don't know if it's bruised or not. I have no idea. She was upset. We were having carpet installed today. And she was upset that I wasn't here. And then when I got in, she was really pissed.
So she's mad at you because you weren't here for the carpet install.
Yeah, and then she was mad that I showed up.
Okay.
And
she started hitting you with her fists?
Sergeant, to place you under
All
arrest.
right,
I don't have full knowledge of the
please?
investigation right
I would
now.
like to talk to the sergeant then,
Okay,
because
you can talk
I
to him
have
at the-
physical
Oh,
ailments.
you can talk to him at the PD.
Wow. She was mad that he wasn't there for carpet being installed. And then when he got home, she was mad that he showed up, according to former Cardinal executive Bill Bidwell Jr. I would throw that bitch so deep in jail she would never see sunlight again. And I'll leave her there. I don't care what. I will leave her. I will leave her in prison. Says the law is that you can't hit her. I will use the law against her, her own law. Because that's hell in her. That is a possessed woman of evil. And by you just hold up your head and let her hit you, you brought out the pure hell in her. That's why she does it. She's mad because you're not there with the carpet being installed, and she's mad because you showed up late or showed up, period. And you cater to that hell because the world has told you not to defend yourself. It's the same manner that say, oh, you don't need a Second Amendment. But what we're going to do, we're going to take away your Second Amendment, but we're not going to enforce the law when the criminals break into your home or when they try to rob you and kill you and steal your stuff. We're not going to enforce the law, but you don't need a Second Amendment. Men, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing the woman a disservice by going along with her hell. That ain't love. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. Feelings are not the way you're supposed to be. A woman is not supposed to be beating up on you, and you're not supposed to be beating up on her. That ain't love. That's pure hell. The woman, according to the report, smacked him over the head with a glass of beer when he tried to get away from her. When are you trying to get away from her? She would only have one time to hit me, once. And she would never do it again. Matter of fact, I would carry myself where she wouldn't even think of hitting me. That's the way they did in the good old days. Just think about that. She was mad that he wasn't there for the carpet being installed. And then she was mad that he showed up. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. I'll give a darn if he does. Come home, Paul. I won't accept it. The New York Post, so that was pure hell in that woman. So men, when you try to meet her needs, you care about her emotions, you cater to them, you let her hit you, you're catering to evil. You're welcoming more evil into your life, and that ain't love. You don't love her, and she doesn't love you. New York Post said he did not mean to Bill Bidwell Jr. According to the New York Post, he did not want his wife arrested because, as he told the police, she is not going to tolerate that well. If he has her arrested, she's not going to tolerate it well. Nicole was charged with assault, but her husband didn't want to press charges. What do you think going to happen now? He ain't going to put me in jail. He ain't going to stand up to me. I'm going to beat his A even more so. When you cater to hell, it will destroy you. You have to defeat hell by overcoming it. And man, there's no reason at all to stay with a woman just because you married her or have children with her with this kind of hell. There's no reason, not zero reason. You're not obligated to put up with somebody else's hell. You can't even handle the hell that's in you. You can't even do anything about it but see it and overcome it. How are you going to handle somebody else's hell? You've been told wrong. You need to be untaught. You need to reverse that teaching. It's all wrong. According to what's this organization? What? Mankind.org. Listen to this. 1 in 6 to 7 men will be a victim of domestic abuse in their lifetime. Are you going to be one of those? Or have you already been one of those? 1 in 6 to 7 men will be a victim of domestic abuse in their lifetime. 1 in 6 men, and I'm adding to this, will be beat up by the hell in their woman in a lifetime. And this is more common than you might think. Watch this from Reddit.
Stupid, huh? Did you think stupid, huh? You think I was stupid? Did you think I was crazy? Huh? Did you think I was crazy? Let me fight like a This right here, this was you whooping for trying to play a because I'm that real.
I rest my case. This is so typical now, it's not even funny. That's the hell in the woman. That's the gates of hell. It comes through the woman. And what are we pushing? What are they pushing in our country today? The woman. You look at a lot of these rallies, riots, and things that are happening. They're being pushed by women now. The gates of hell come through the woman. And you all have sense enough to know it because you're not paying attention. Look how that woman be that, I don't know if that's a man or a teenager. Could be her son or boyfriend, we're not sure. But whatever it is, it's typical now. And somebody videotaping it. Because they know they can get away with it now. And you know what? Unfortunately, well, I take back the word unfortunately, but you get what you deserve. That's going to only get worse. Because they're saying this is a woman's world. And you're believing it. Well, maybe it is the woman's world because Satan is the author of the world. And so maybe it is, but it just have to be your world. And this hell works through every woman. It doesn't matter the race. It doesn't matter the color. It doesn't matter the financial status. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have or don't have. The spirit of evil operates through the woman because Satan is the woman's God. And the God above is the man's God. And the man need to return to the Father, and so do the women, so that they can bring the woman, those who don't understand, out of their hell. When you cater to the hell in her, when you cater to her emotions, when you want to have to tell her all your personal stuff, you're setting yourself up to be destroyed. A man should never show a woman his weakness. He should never tell her anything about his personal life. Zero. Ever. She will use it against you. You can bank on it. Because she gets a thrill from using it against you. And female-minded men do the same thing. They get a thrill because they have the female nature, the female mindset. They get a thrill from hurting other men and themselves. And women too, they hurting women. They get a thrill from it. Because it's the nature of evil. Watch your thrills and overcome them. 888-7753-773. John is a first-time caller out of Canada. John, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, it's a pleasure to actually be speaking with you. I hope you're doing well.
All is well, John. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to start here. Jesse, throughout my life, obviously, as you say, sometimes you identify with your mother respectively. And for myself, that was the case growing up because, the son typically follows the mother sometimes in some homes because the father might be distracted with work or whatnot.
Speak up a little bit, John.
Pardon?
Yeah, speak up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so sometimes there can be that little dilemma right there. But that's fine. As you say, as you become that adult is when you must return back. So I am 21 years old, and I started watching your videos as I turned 21 over the summer. And for myself, it was the greatest thing that I can ever do. I started to now wake up and see certain things. So my question to you is this. As I progressively listen to your videos and I get better and I start to recognize certain things, I'm starting to see.
Speak up, John.
Sorry about that again.
Okay.
I'm starting to see that I can actually see the sin entering into my mind, the thoughts and all that kind of stuff entering within my mind.
Yeah.
I find that there are times where I can see it and I'm able to overcome it by the grace of God. But then there are times where I feel as though I follow within it, and I know it, and I'm trying to fully escape out of it, but it's like I'm still there at times. And that's kind of really my question. I'm like,
speak
really,
up, John.
So that's really my question on how to, get away from that permanently.
All you have to do is watch that, because the only reason you're going in and out of it like that is because you have identified so long with thoughts and feelings thinking that it was you. And so you're not accustomed to being present all the time. So when that happens, just realize you're gone back into a thought and into these emotions, and don't judge it as right or wrong. Just come back to present. Be aware of your body in the present, and you'll be fine. Eventually, the thoughts, as you're doing that, they're getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and eventually they will all be gone, and there will be no challenge for you at all.
You're right. And I will say this to add on to even the same question that I am asking is, I find that when I ask people, and I actually spoke about this to my mother yesterday, people all around the globe for advice on things and whatnot. And I don't know if this is what you would agree with, but by doing that, it's like we're giving that emotion or that thought a lot of life by sharing our story about, I'm dealing with this, I am this, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I feel like by doing something, by doing things like that, you're giving it more life.
100%, John. You're absolutely right. And that's why most people...
I'm realizing this stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's what the present would do, because in the present, you're with God. You're with all knowing, you're with all understanding, and He will bring all things to your remembrance. And your life will become amazing because He is now taking over. You will be possessed by God, and you cannot go wrong there. And you're absolutely right about that, man.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I have forgiven my mother, and I have returned back to my father. My father's a wise man. He's a great man. So
Are you able to hold for me, John?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, hold on. 888-7753-773. 888-77 Justin. 2 more hours to go. When I come back, folks, more of your phone calls and your super chat. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry, because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married, and the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good, or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit, and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger, because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
It's election day today. Useful idiots voting everywhere. And President Trump spoke at his trial. That was big news for the liberals anyway. And I hear that he did a good job. Fiery job. Nice. This is the end of hour 1 of the J.S. Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 AD. JLP will be right back to your calls. Hang tight, callers. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. Actually, the far left ladies at the Skim Report. What to look out for on this election day. Abortion on the ballot in Ohio. Voters there will decide whether to enshrine the so-called right to abortion by amending the state's constitution. The procedure is legal in Ohio up to about 22 weeks of pregnancy, as the state's 6-week ban remains on hold amid legal challenges. Abortion has emerged as a key issue in elections since the Supreme Court rightly overturned joke of a decision called Roe v. Wade from 1973. Now both sides of the aisle are watching Ohio to gauge how voters feel going into 2024, when several states are expected to have abortion-related measures on the ballot. And governorships in Kentucky and Mississippi up for grabs. Governor Andy Beshear, Democrat from Kentucky, looking to keep his seat as he faces off with GOP nominee challenger Daniel Cameron. If Andy Beshear wins again, he could be one of only 2 Democrat governors left in the South in 2024. Meanwhile, Brandon Presley, Democrat, challenging Governor Tate Reeves in Mississippi. Tate Reeves, kind of a rhino, Republican of governor of Mississippi. My opinion is rhino, I forget. Brandon Presley, the challenger, is focused on his campaign on fighting corruption in the state. And he's a male Democrat. Give me a break. He put Tate Reeves on the defense for multi-million-dollar welfare scandal. Republicans corrupt too, maybe. That happened while he was lieutenant governor. Legislative races in Virginia. The GOP looks to take control of the state legislature in Virginia. Republicans hold a narrow 52-48 majority in the House of Delegates. Democrats hold a razor-thin 22-17 majority in the state Senate. Republicans hoping that by flipping the Senate, they can clear the way for Governor Glenn Youngkin, the rhino from Virginia, nice guy, to enact abortion restrictions in Virginia. And far-right, supposedly, officials in California, NorCal County, Shasta County, want votes tallied up the old-fashioned way by hand. Despite voters' concerns, the board chair said the county will sue if the state of California tries to intervene. Meanwhile, New Yorkers have a number of races, mayors, New York City Council, so-called judges. We're 1 year from 2024's election day. Our greatest president is expected to face off against sleepy Joe Biden again. Latest poll shows Trump leading in 5 swing states. Nice. We'll see what happens. Speaking of President Trump, that fake fraud trial of him, Trump testified under oath in his New York civil fraud trial yesterday, Monday. Affirmative action, portly black female, New York Attorney General Letitia James, a Democrat, wants $250 million in so-called damages over allegations the president committed fraud and inflated his assets. After a month of gag order violations, his adult children's testimony, 45 repeatedly lashed out at the attorney general and judge, calling the trial a scam and a political witch hunt. He labeled Letitia James a political hack. All true things, all true statements. During his testimony, Trump said all he did was authorize and tell people to give whatever is necessary so his accountants could do the financial statements. The quote-unquote judge, Arthur Engeron, reeled Trump in a few times, telling Trump's lawyer, this is not a political rally. The lame-o Judge Engeron already ruled, without evidence maybe, certainly without a jury, that the fraud went down, but has now to decide how much Trump will have to pay in supposed damages that he got for better terms on real estate loans and insurance policies. Make it make sense. Trump's legal team has already appealed the judge's so-called ruling. Make sure you're following the JLP Radio Network, JLP Radio Network on YouTube and on Instagram. Exciting stuff coming out of the JLP Network. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Got to stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week is a doozy. Who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother, because some people are raised by their grandmothers. Who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother? Your mother and or grandmother. Who gave that impression that you have? Have you ever wondered that? How come I see them in the way I see them? Where did I get this impression from? Know thyself. You can listen to the show, you can podcast the show, but if you're busy, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. If you get beat up by your wife or your woman or whatever going on, you could be listening. I was thinking about that, the thing we did in the first hour with former Arizona Cardinal executive Bill Will Jr. He didn't want her to go to get arrested because his wife, she's gonna come out even worse. What do you do with her then? How about locking her out? But anyway, I deviated. We have every way so you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling 641-793-1500, and you can also podcast the show. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk on X, JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. That we played you a video of what appeared to be a black woman beating a black teenager guy or a grown man. We didn't know for sure what it was, her son, her boyfriend, her husband, or what it was. That was pure evil. But that's so typical in the black family, it's not even possible. It's not uncommon at all. And this is why the black kids are acting the way they're acting out there in the streets, robbing and stealing and killing and snatching, grabbing and carrying on, because they hate their mothers. Their mothers are treating them horribly at home. It ain't racism. It ain't white folk. It ain't sexism. It ain't white supremacy. It's the brutality in the home that comes from the mother. And the father not there to protect his children. Even if he's there, he's not going to protect them. Don't forget to donate and have your comments read out loud. Go to buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk and rebuildingdemand.com. Or you can go to Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of the show today. It is Country and Western Tuesday. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days when the line between right and wrong wasn't so hazy. And Grandpa, when lovers never ran away, stay beside one another, come what may. Whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. If ever we needed the good old days, we need them now. But they're not coming back until you overcome. You can have the good old days in this screwed up world right now if you become your own person. If you get on that straight and narrow path and overcome the world by returning to the Father, you can have it now. I put on a 2-week challenge yesterday. And I said for 2 weeks only, then you can go back to your hell. And to stop blaming others for 2 weeks only. for what you think, what you feel, and what's happening in your life. Just give it a try. 2 weeks only. I'm not going to blame anyone for what I'm thinking, what I feel, my overreaction, or anything. I'm going to see what's going on inside of me. One other quick thing, then I'm going back to the calls and your super chats here. Men, when you hear the message of forgiveness for your mama and everybody, you start to do it and you're waking up, you can introduce this message to your wife, of course, but you can't drag her alone if she doesn't want to come. There are men who are desperately, they're waking up and they're changing, and they can no longer, are starting to stop being that weak man they've been with the wife, and she is going off. She does not like that. I'm losing control of you. You don't care about my emotions. You don't cater to me. You don't this. We got to see a therapist. And they find a female therapist, and she dig a deeper hole for them. And the men be trying desperately to get the woman to listen to my stuff, my tapes and things, and to drag her along. She don't want. She hate me for telling you can wake up. Ain't no way she gonna come along. Some women do though. A whole bunch of them do. But those women are ready to overcome their hell. You should see the women's meetings. Women's forum on Thursday night, third Thursday night of the month. They're deep. Those women are ready, but most women are not going to be ready. You have made them feel good about being evil. And all of a sudden, you want to get away? What would they do with their ego if you got away? Oh, I know they'll threaten to leave you and find another weak man, a beta male. But anyway, let me go quickly back to John, a first-time caller out of Canada. John is 21. He said he's 21, and he now can see it. He want to understand how when he fall back in those thoughts, what does he do? Just come back to reality, that's all. And John, you were saying that you went and forgave your mother?
Absolutely, yes. And
how did that go when you went to her?
It was amazing because actually, to be honest, like no joking, because she is aware of you, who you are, so she kind of knew it was coming.
Nice.
But it was relaxed. It was nothing much.
Good.
Funny joke. I said, Mama, I'm gonna call Jessie. She says, boy, you better go study your books.
Amazing. Are you still living with her?
But she loves your videos too. You know, I mean, she's really starting to now really get into it.
Nice.
We have chats about you. My father is now slowly starting to watch your stuff as well. I mean, he's interested. So I don't want to take too much of your time because I'll be honest with you. Your take on thoughts is 100% accurate. Once you're aware of them, is when you don't really have much questions to ask because the questions and the answers are all within.
Yes,
kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
So I am still going to ask this question. I think I know the answer though, but I am still going to ask this one. And then I want to answer the biblical. Sorry, I'm talking over you. I'm just excited.
Let me ask you this real fast, and I'll let you do that. Then we run.
Okay.
Are you still living with your mother?
Absolutely.
And why?
Yes. So I am a. Don't want to get too much details, but I am a filmmaker. I am involved with acting and with film. And as you know, it's a little bit of a tougher career. But all is well, though. It is a bit of a tougher career. As time moves on, it's like more gigs and more gigs are coming up. And the silent prayers, not out of greed and selfishness, they do work when you are just silent. God gives you or takes away or that happens. All the yelling and all that stuff, it doesn't always work. But anyways,
stay with the silent prayer, right? So let's get to, I said, stay with the silent prayer. Do it every morning, every night, and stay with it. And it's going to be amazing how your life is just going to happen for you. You can't make it happen. It happens on its own. Who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother?
Amazing question. So this is it. The impression comes from my mother and my grandmother. So as an actor, you start to recognize these kind of things when you start to see people act in front of you. I believe this: when the father, respectively, is working and comes home extremely late, and now you're spending time with the mother or the grandmother. For my case, it's really just the mother. My grandmother lives by herself, whatever. So anyway, especially if there's 100% communication between the father and the mother. Now the mother is the one who's doing the main leading when the father is out, and the mother is the one doing the main talking and all that kind of stuff, right? So she is now putting the persona that she wants to inflict upon me. So she can now be seen as so-called, quote-unquote, good person, a bad person, whatever it is. But she can now act the way how she wants to act. And because of that, now I get that image from her, and I see it as, especially when you're young, as you say, a traumatic event occurs when you're a kid or whatever. But as you're young, it just always seems like the truth. And even if it is a lie because you are not old enough to really address it and say, Mom, that's a lie, you just receive it. You just accept it. So that's my answer to that question, is that the impression comes from them, and then it's ingrained on you, and especially when there's an absence, not necessarily the father's not home and whatever, but when he's out and about and when it's the mother's job to teach whatever she wants to.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate you putting your 2 cents in on that, John. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday, man. Amazing call. Call me again, all right?
Yes. Love you, Jesse. Thank you. Thank you.
You too, buddy. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Nathaniel, a first-time caller out of Missouri. Nathaniel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. It's so great to talk to you. I'm such a huge fan of your show, and I wanted you to know that you've helped me out. You've helped me out a lot in my life, and I've learned a lot from you. So I think we're all grateful for you.
Amazing. Thank you.
So I had a quick answer to your question. Where does your impression, the biblical question,
who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother?
Well, in my case, I think it was probably Satan. And it took me a long time to realize this, but I always had this perception of my mother growing up as just this perfect parent, right? She could do no wrong. And I realized that was what was keeping me from being able to overcome her, live my own life, you know. And there were things that she did that she wasn't upfront about, like trying to turn me away from my father or trying to keep me around when it was time for me to leave. But, you know, she wanted to keep me around to use me kind of like her husband or something.
Yeah.
So I would say I see a whole lot of that. So if anybody else listening to your show is struggling with the whole mother love thing, just realize Mama is not all she's cracked up to be, man. You got to see through it.
Have you gone and forgiven her?
Yes, I have.
How did it go?
It went really well. She seemed upset at first, like she didn't realize she'd done anything, but it kind of dawned on her also that, well, yeah, there were things that I did that, you know, because I'm not perfect, and so I wasn't perfect in raising you. And it went really well,
nice.
And I just stayed calm, like you said, and I overcame, and it was an amazing feeling.
Amazing. What, are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Every morning, every night, Jesse.
Stay with that, man, and it only get clearer because there are layers and layers and layers of stuff you don't know about yourself yet, and you will those layers when you stay with the light. They will be revealed and peeled away from you, and eventually you're going to overcome all states, all ideas that you have been living in, thinking that it was you, or that they are you, and they're not you at all. It's going to be amazing. So stay with it.
Right on, Jesse. I will. Thank you so much.
All right, I appreciate you, Nathaniel. Amazing. Let's see here. Let me go to Steve out of New York. New Jersey. Steve been waiting a while now. Let's see here. Steve, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How's it going, Jesse?
All is well, Steve.
So my question is, what does it mean to truly repent?
to admit that you have hatred in your heart, that you're angry, you have hatred, and that to see that you're wrong because you're judging. And when you judge, you're playing God. And as long as you do that, you will never know God. So when you see that and you don't deny that you have this anger, you go and forgive. That's what it means to repent.
And when you repent, it doesn't mean that, so only God can take he can give you the repentance and like take that nature away from you, right?
Once you admit you're wrong for playing God, because that's what angry people are doing, then all your vices and everything will be taken away from you, because the vices is the nature of the devil, because he is your God when you're angry. So you take on his nature, his ways, his ideas. But when you forgive, then the light of God takes over. He destroys the nature of the devil, which are the vices and everything, and he will give you his nature, which is a perfect love.
Right, because I'm starting to notice that with this whole like repenting thing, because I've had this one idea of what it means to repent. Like I hear Christians that I've known growing up, the churches that I used to go to, and just even now, like people still kind of say like, you have to repent. Oh, you did this bad thing, you have to repent. But I'm realizing even the way I'm repenting is still kind of like a womanly way.
Yes.
That whole crying out and being emotional and being sorry for yourself. And what made me think about this was your question this weekend on church about being a pitiful person.
Yes.
So even for that, to repent about that and be, and kind of be like, oh, I do this, I do that, I act this way. Even that is still in the same trap of being in your head and being emotional. And that's what I realized, that even to be repenting of something, it's just to allow God to change your nature, like you said.
Absolutely. That's deep. Because let's say you're alcoholic or something. Let's say that you're a rapist. And you're like, oh, Lord, I'm sorry for being a rapist. I don't want to be a rapist. I keep doing it. I don't want to. It's a waste of time, because that's not the problem. Number one, you are not a rapist. It's the spirit, the nature of the devil that you have identified with as you, and it's doing the raping through you, through your body, but you take it on as I am doing it, and so you call it you, and after a while, it feels like it's you. But if you can, once you forgive, the light will allow you to see that it's not you. It has never been you. You have never been a sinner or a saint. You have never been those things, so you will stop identifying with that nature, and it will be taken away from you.
That makes sense, because for all the years I've been doing the silent prayer, and after forgiving my parents, like I'm still kind of coming to these points where I dip into my head and I think I'm conscious. And this is something I've really been paying attention to, that I fall into my head. I don't realize I'm actually unconscious, but then I come out of it, and there's the guilt that's there because I did something or said something, and they're not even major things. They're just minor things. Just I didn't do something the right way, or because I had this idea of how I should act.
Yeah.
And then I did it. That caused that like guilt and that pain and that whole cycle. And it got a little too bad at one point where I did the whole cry. And I was like, let me see what happens with this. And then I started to realize, I'm like, wait a minute. God started showing me over time that you don't need to do that. Like, that's a learned emotional way that I know I picked up from, the people that I knew growing up.
Yes.
And to even show me it's to repent all the time, like you said. You do the raping, or you do the drinking, or you do the stuff, like to constantly repent for all those bad things. I think God wants me to have his nature where it's like, hey, that's none of you. Like you said, it's stuff working through me to try and keep me in that way. But the real way to repent is just to understand and allow him to change my mind, rather than like the Bible thumpers where they keep saying, oh, you need to repent or you're going to hell, and that never really helps me at all.
That's right. An angry person is already in hell. But once you overcome the anger, you're in heaven, because you're living from the kingdom of heaven within you. And when you drop your body, you're going to already be in heaven, because you drop your body in heaven rather than in hell. And the churches are telling people, oh, you need to repent for being this and for being that and for being this. And then people cry and they feel guilty because they can't stop being that. and they don't know that it's not them that's being that, and so they keep identifying with it, and that's because the preachers are Pharisees. They have no idea what they're doing at all, and everybody continues to suffer because they are identifying with the devil instead of with God. They're calling themselves I this and I that, and they identify with hell. And so there is no reason when you fall into a thought right now. Let's say you fall into a thought and you find yourself acting out. Don't feel guilty because that wasn't you acting out. It's just that you went unconscious for a minute and you believed the lie of the imagination. You acted out. It's enough to realize that that's what happened rather than feel guilty because that's the devil that is condemning you. He is, oh, I thought you were a good Christian. Look what you have done, right? He is doing that. That's not even from you, and it's not from God.
Right.
So
I went
even the
hunting
guilt
last
feeling is not you.
Right. Because I went hunting last week, and this is where I really saw this. You know, I'm not around anybody else. I'm in the middle of the field by myself. And, you know, when I'm looking for places to, you know, find where the animals are going, this and that, like, you have to think. Like, there is a practical approach to it.
Yeah.
But then I realized I stayed there when I was sitting and observing. And that's where I'm like, who is saying all this stuff? Like, is the tree saying it? Is the deer behind me? Like, you know, whispering in my ear, like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
And that's where I got stuck in that. And I didn't realize it for, you know, a few days, even after doing the silent prayer, I wasn't coming out of it. I was just kind of, you know, meddling in it, to say the least. But that's where I started to realize, like, the whole, you know, like, I had a moment where I was like, I can't take this anymore. Like, what is it? And then just kind of subtly, God just led me to realizing, like, you don't need to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and my last question is, because you brought it up already, about something that kind of trips me up is, you know, you say when you don't have the anger and you drop your body and all that stuff. So what if you were to die, like, you've forgiven, you did that, you're overcoming the anger and all that stuff, but you die and you didn't overcome the vices, like, you didn't lead a perfect life up until that point? Does that still mean, like, you know, you were unrepentant for those things, or it's just, hey, that's just what happened, but, you know, God still forgives you and is bringing you onward?
Give that no thought. Only think about living. Only live. Don't give any thought about what if, right? Because when you do that, it takes you away from you, and it takes you away from presence of God. Just live now, and everything will be made clear to you. Because that the devil telling you, what if you die, you still doing your vices? What if you die this? Don't give any room to thoughts, because all thoughts are all evil all the time, and they're always trying to pull you out of the present into the illusion of time, into the illusion of the future or the past, because that's where evil dwells, and it wants you there so it can stay with you. So give that no thought.
Nice. Okay, cool.
All right. Thank you,
and that's it. I mean, that was awesome, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Thanks.
Hake is coming in for the Super Chats. In the meantime, while Hake is coming in, let me go to Jason out of Buffalo, New York. Jason, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, man? I want to ask you about, like,
all is well, Jason.
I want to ask you about the whole, like, Trump thing. So, like, he lied about how much money he was worth. You don't think that goes to his credibility or anything like that?
What do you mean he lied about how much money he was worth?
He lied about how much his businesses were worth, how much his apartment, how much square feet and everything. All this stuff is coming out. All this stuff is coming out during his trial that you haven't been paying attention.
How do you know he lied about that?
Because it state in the record, they say his value of his apartment in Mar-a-Lago like $18 million. He wrote like 70 something, $80 million.
How about all the people? Do you believe all the people who said that judge that said that, or whomever said that about his property, was undervalued or devaluing the property, and that wasn't true?
No, it's an appraiser. You have people come out. You ever bought a house before?
Did you agree with those people who said that that wasn't true when they said that?
That they said that no, I do not agree with the people that said the judge is trying to devalue his property.
Right.
Have you ever bought a house before?
You didn't believe them?
No, I do not believe the people that saying like they trying to devalue his property. Let me
Why don't you believe them?
Why don't I believe them? Because like the court records and like as far as like the process of going through an appraisal and stuff like that, they said that Donald Trump fudged the numbers. Those weren't the real numbers. He wanted to.
Why have you chosen to believe that rather than believing the people who say that that's not true?
Why have I? Because based on the laws and based on like how the way things are supposed to be. Then I ask you again: have you ever bought a house before?
Did a judge find him guilty?
Not yet.
Did a judge agree with? Did a jury agree with what the judge said about his property?
First of all, it's not going to be a jury; it's a judge thing. And second of all, the judge has not have not found him guilty yet. But like that's what I'm saying. Have you ever bought a house? Can I ask you? Have you ever bought a house before?
Yes, I have.
Did you get an appraisal for the house?
Yes, I did.
Now, when you had to write off, didn't you have to write off for the appraisal? Do you still live in the house that you had an appraisal for, or was something like a real estate investment?
I ain't gonna tell you that if I live there or not, but I did do it. I got an appraiser, and I know what you're talking about.
All right, so you had to write off on it when you had to write off on it.
Have you ever bought a house before?
I've been to the process. I used to do real estate a little while back.
Have you ever bought a house before?
Personally, for myself, no, but I've been through the process. We have to go through the real estate. You got to have people come out. You got to have people like search everything, make everything is all right. So I do know about the process of buying a house.
The judge and the black female so-called attorney general reportedly valued Mar-a-Lago at $18 million or something small like that. Have you noticed how wicked the black so-called attorney general is? She's like going to court every day, sitting up in there looking at Trump and smiling and trying to get media attention at holding press conferences when she's supposed to be busy working.
She is working.
It's abnormal for an attorney general to go sit up in court every day. They send the lawyers to handle that. Don't you think that's kind of evil for her to be doing that? She's getting a joy out of thinking that she's hurting Donald Trump.
All right, first of all, that's her job to be going to court.
No, it's not.
It's not. That's her job.
No, they send other people to court. The attorney general don't go to court.
I mean, she's gonna have to get the information one way from
from the workers, not her.
She doesn't.
And she holds press conference right after it. This woman's starving for ego attention.
All right, first of all,
that doesn't bother you?
No, that doesn't bother me. First of all,
why not?
First of all, her job is. First of all, her
why
job
doesn't that bother
is to be in court. First of all, her job
why
is to
doesn't
be
that bother
in court.
you?
Because that's her job. That is
no,
her job.
It's not.
So you mean wait?
Hold on, Jason. Hold on, Jason. What the? He black. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they will become it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Shirt
Okay, a couple announcements. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning, and James Hake is on fire. The Hake report from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. Do you have a guest today?
Nope.
The Hake report, he doesn't have one today, from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 11 Pacific Daylight Saving Times, the
No. Standard time.
What?
It's not daylight saving time. It's standard
Daylight
time.
Standard Time?
No daylight, just standard time. Pacific Standard Time.
It look daylight to me. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Pacific Standard Time. All right, whatever. And Joel Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Joel Friday TV every Tuesday. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American, you don't want to put the American Anchor Baby stuff up there? What the? The American Anchor Baby. American Anchor Baby.
No, I was thinking about how dark, how quickly dark it gets now.
It does, man.
It's terrible.
Makes you want to go to bed early. I don't like that. I like a lot long days.
Yeah.
I like the sunlight.
Me too.
Man, it sure does. It's like 5 o'clock and it's dark. I was like, what the? What a mess. When I become president, I'm going to make them leave the time alone. Set it where the days are long and then leave it alone.
Yeah, I think Trump was trying to do something like that.
The Great White Hope.
I thought.
If ever we needed him, we need him now. So Joel gave me an announcement to make. Let me see what it was. Oh, my producer gave me this. Number one is, you know, the 7 guaranteed steps, my little pocket guide I did. It is an amazing pocket guide. And the book, the paperback, we're having reprinted right now. They sell like hotcakes around the world, so we had to have a bunch reprinted. But in the meantime, and I highly recommend it, I recommend that for the 7 guaranteed steps of spiritual, family, and financial success guide, it is available on Kindle and audiobook. Kindle and audiobook. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/store, and there's a link there to Amazon.com where you can purchase the book. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/store. There's a link there to Amazon.com where you can purchase the book. All right, it is on Kindle and audiobook. And I'll let you know when the paperbacks are ready again. They're working on it. If you do those steps, you can't go wrong. We use them in our entrepreneur program. Some of you might not be aware. One of the things we do at Bond, my nonprofit, and we have a entrepreneur program where we are teaching men how to start businesses, or if they're already in business, we show them how to enhance them, and we use the 7 guaranteed steps for that. And we also have a credit union because some of these guys have bad credit or no credit at all, so we loan them the money, and they have to pay it back with small interest, not a Joe Biden interest rate, but small interest to keep it going. And so we use the 7 guaranteed step. It's amazing. Anyway, and so that's there. The JLP Radio Network YouTube and Instagram channel is now officially active. The JLP Radio Network YouTube and Instagram channel are now officially active, and we are posting daily. So make sure to go to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at JLP Radio Network. Man, thank God for my staff. I know where I'd be doing all this. Oh, this mess. But anyway, do you know I started out in radio when things were easier and simpler, and you had less to remember? Thank God my staff remember it all, because I don't. Let me go quickly back to Jason out of Buffalo. And Jason was concerned that Donald Trump about Donald Trump trial, and he doesn't want anything bad to happen to Trump. Right, Jason?
Nah, we were arguing about. You was talking about how like it's not a job to go sit into the.
Oh, that
and listen to the trial about
black
the business.
female. That's so typical of a black woman, huh?
That's so typical of a black woman. You don't think other DAs
to get
and
joy out of trying to
lawyers
hurt somebody.
get joy out of trying to. So what you mean trying to hurt somebody? If
She's
somebody
trying to
did
hurt
something
Trump.
wrong,
She messing
they
with the
trying to hurt
wrong
him.
man.
They trying to hurt Trump, so you don't think he did anything wrong?
Do I think Trump did wrong?
Yeah, so like lying about like the value of your property. Is
This
not
woman
lying.
campaigned that she was going after Trump.
So did Trump. Trump
She's
campaigned
jealous
he was
of
gonna
him.
lock up. Hold up, Trump campaigned like he was gonna lock up Hillary Clinton, Obama. He was gonna
Lock
lock up
her
everybody.
up.
Yes. Didn't Trump say that? Didn't Trump say he was gonna do that when he was in office?
Lock
Trump
her
said
up.
that.
What the?
That wasn't one of Trump campaign promises when he was on.
Lock
when he
her
said it?
up.
So like, is that what Trump said though? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
So what happened? Why he didn't lock up? What happened?
He gonna get in there. He'll lock up next time.
He gonna lock
He'll
up.
lock
but
up
this
next
is-
year. Don't worry.
but
But
this
let me
about-
ask you something, Jason, because of
Go ahead.
time.
Go ahead.
This is from the Anchor Baby. It's a very good point. This is from the Anchor Baby. You know who the Anchor Baby is, right?
Yeah, I know your anchor baby.
Who is the Anchor Baby?
He your anchor baby, man. The dude,
Say
that
his name.
That is so disrespectful, man, to be sitting up there and be called that.
What?
All the
Called
other
what?
Hispanic people, like all the other Hispanic people that came here and did like it was like living life, and you just sitting up here taking an insult and like running with it because you got a show.
What insult? What's the insult?
Being called an anchor baby is an insult.
How is that an insult? Is it an insult to you?
I mean, it is an insult.
Is it an insult to you?
I'm not one of those, but that is an insult.
Is it an insult to you?
Yeah, that's an insult to me, man.
Why is it
an
insult to you? You ain't no anchor baby. I wasn't talking about you.
Because you insulting somebody else and you don't got like the.
But I wasn't talking about you. Why are you
Not the
insulted
point.
about it?
That's not the point. It's like you attacking somebody, like you insulting somebody else.
But you don't hear the anchor baby calling himself the anchor baby?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he don't get no flack that other people don't be, like, mad at him calling himself an anchor baby. Dude.
Why would someone else be mad at the anchor baby calling himself an anchor baby?
Why would somebody else be mad at themselves for a dude calling like that? That's an insulting term. That is not.
But he is one individual. He is himself. Why would anyone else be bothered by what he called himself?
But other people are called that, and that is an insult to other people.
But he's not talking about other people. And I'm talking about him. I'm talking about the real anchor baby, man.
But I mean, you caught like, and that's the thing. It's like you single him out for being an anchor baby, and you don't know, like, you don't think about the stigmatization associated with that phrase with calling somebody that.
But he told me he was an anchor baby.
Nah, I think he told you that his parents were not from here and he was born here, and you just like started calling him anchor baby.
But you're thinking wrong. That's not how that happened.
So I don't think he was calling himself an anchor baby before you brought it up.
Yes, he
I don't
was.
think he was doing that.
Yeah, he was.
Ask him. He right there. Right? He right there.
Right where?
Isn't Hassan right? He right there. Ask him. Would you call yourself an anchor baby before you got onto the show, Moran?
He's right where?
It's not Hassan.
Was he calling? Ask him. Was he calling himself an anchor baby before he got to the show? Before he met you? Before he ran into you?
Ask who that? Who should I ask that?
Ask what you call it? Wasn't that Nick? Right? That's Nick, right?
Right. But
Nick ain't there.
You think he is?
I don't know. I don't watch your show like that. I just called you today because it was a slow day.
Let me do this. But Nick is not in the room. But let me do this. The New York Attorney General released a video the other day detailing the trial, calling the family and witnesses fraudulent. In what world is that ever considered fair?
The charges that they got,
where your opponent can release a video to the country calling you guilty in the middle of a trial. Meanwhile, you have a gag order and can be fined for talking about the very same details. Is that fair, man?
Yes, it is fair.
The anchor baby want to know, is that fair for this stupid black female attorney general to be doing that?
Yes, it is fair. Let me explain it to you. Calling somebody fraudulent after you got the charges, and that's what they in trial for, right? That's what they going to court for. And it's been proven that they lied about that. It's proved that they frauded the government by saying that it was worth more than it wasn't.
Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't.
Would you vote for him this time around?
No, I would not.
Did you ever vote?
Like, I always vote. It's like the dude. He said
if you don't vote for Trump, who are you gonna vote for?
I'm thinking it's gonna be Biden, but they might slide somebody else up there. I don't think I could ever vote Republican.
Will you vote for Trump? Will you vote for Joe Biden again?
Yeah, I will vote for Biden over Trump. And can I ask
you
can I ask you one more
black?
thing? Yes, I am black.
Well, no wonder. I rest my
Let me
case.
ask you, hold on. Let me ask you one more question. One more question.
Let me tell you this first, then you can ask me. The anchor baby said, "What the? No one ever called me that before I said that." He said that before anyone called him an anchor baby.
She said nobody called him an anchor baby before you called him an anchor baby.
Before
right?
he called himself an anchor baby.
When did he call himself an anchor baby?
Now you ain't got to know every detail. What's up?
I mean,
He's telling you that.
So he's saying he was calling himself an anchor baby.
He's telling you that he called himself an anchor baby before anyone ever called him an anchor baby because no one else knew. And now you got to know when he said that.
Hold on. He called himself an anchor baby before he knew before anybody else called him an anchor baby.
Yes.
Okay. If that's like.
Do you accept that?
I mean, if that, like, I'll let it go. Like, I'm not even gonna stress it.
Do you accept?
I'm not even.
Do you accept that?
Yeah, I'll accept it. I accept it. He was called like that.
Have you ever used the N-word? Don't say the word, but have you ever used it?
Oh yes, I have.
Have you ever called anyone that?
Oh yes, I have.
Is that a bad word?
It's in the same like you don't have Hispanic people calling each other anchor baby.
Is that a bad word?
I mean, it depends. Like, as far as me saying it to somebody else, if somebody else like me, I don't see it's a bad word. But if somebody else, due to the stigmatization to that word says it, I think it's a problem. Though.
If a white person called you the N-word, would that be a bad word?
I mean, I guess it'd be. I'm gonna say yeah if they're using it in a derogatory manner. Like if they like.
Let's say they said it just like you said it. Would that be a bad word?
Like I said, it wouldn't be said just like I would say it.
Why not?
Because I would say it in a way that is natural to my diction. It's part of my word selection, my diction, my words.
But suppose they said it because it was natural to their diction, just like you said it because it was natural to your diction. Would it be fine then? Would it be a bad word?
It's not natural to you. It would not be natural.
So, but it's natural for you to say it.
I mean, it's natural because like that's my culture. It's not natural for
your culture. Your culture is the N-word.
I mean, in my culture, it's used, and the N-word is used.
They call each other that.
Yes, they do. It's like you know that.
You know that they're the N-word.
It's not that you know. It's a word. It's a word. It's a word used amongst people of the same.
Oh, amazing.
They were called that for so like. But again, can I ask you my question?
Real fast, Jake. I gotta run.
All right, as far as like the Trump case thing, it's like he like calling somebody fraudulent, and it's been proven that you are fraudulent. Is that's what he did? He did a fraud charge, and you saying you're not supposed to? You're not supposed to call somebody what they are or what they did. You can't do that. But you call black people stupid. You call like the lady black and all that. So it's like
not all black people stupid, just most.
No, but the fact that you calling them black.
But not all of them, man.
No, it's the fact that you calling them black, period. And the fact that Trump did do fraud.
Have you seen any proof that the Trump committed fraud?
Yes, I have seen the proof that the Trump
What proof have you seen?
You just said it. He said Mar-a-Lago was like, they said the appraised value of Mar-a-Lago is $18 million. That is the appraised value. That is what's down on paper. That's what like the banks and everybody.
You believe $18 million?
You believe Mar-a-Lago is only worth $18 million. Beach property in Florida with buku acres of land, major
Not buku
building,
acres.
golf course,
like
and
a
all
golf-
that,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
think it's only worth $18 million?
Yeah, you know the kind of renovations and stuff it needs to be done. It's not being upkept the way it's supposed to be upkept. And if that's like as far as like the appraisal, you know, like they have like you said, they had an
You
appraisal.
said upkept
You have-
to keep. They haven't been
Hey,
keeping it up.
Hey, you said appraisal. So when you
Did
went and
you
got
say
the
they have
appraisal,
not been keeping it up?
how many that's what I'm saying. Like they say, like, did you see the bathroom?
You
where all
said
the
you
stuff-
said they have not been keeping it up.
They haven't been keeping it up. They
How
said
you know
they haven't
that?
been keeping it up. Because you didn't see about like the flood in the storage room where the documents were.
Look, man, I have now. This is so stupid. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked into Biden's crimes?
What crimes?
Have you ever looked into Biden's crimes?
Oh yes, I mean I haven't looked into them, but the GOP went through it exclusively with like a fine-tooth comb, and they wasn't able to find nothing. They didn't find anything. They didn't find anything. What did they find? What did they find? What did they find? They didn't find anything. They didn't find anything.
Amazing.
What did they find? Tell me what they found. What did they find? What did they find?
Prep Ham Paul on Rumble says tax valuation versus sale values are different. Why do people not think tax valuation is much lower, much lower? That's from Prep Ham Paul.
All right.
Egg in your face.
No, hold on.
You tried to be a smart black.
No. You are so stupid. Let me explain this point. No, let me explain
I
this point.
thought you said blacks were not stupid.
No, you are stupid. Let me explain your point real quick. He just said tax for tax purposes.
Black.
Taxes for the appraisal. You know, like a taxes, like you know when they do like a tax, you know, like the tax liens when they do the taxes for the houses. So you know, like the value of the house, the amount of the acres the house is on, all you got to pay taxes on that, right?
Prep Ham Paul put egg in your face.
Hold on. Answer my question. When you have a house, you got to pay out on the
Are
land.
you still living with your mother?
Why you keep going? Like, why you just can't answer my question?
But you don't know what you're talking about. Let me ask. Are you still living with your mother?
Like you just said it. Your taxes, when you pay for your taxes are going. Your taxes are appraisal for the house as far as the government. What's somebody gonna pay for
I
the
gotta
house?
go, man. I can't play no more.
Oh, okay.
You still live with your mama? He ran. He wasn't answering. I didn't hang up on him. He what the? Super chat. Super chat.
Canadian.
Thank you, Prep Ham Paul.
Yeah, he's a monthly supporter.
You put egg in his face.
No, hold up. He speaks so fast.
I know.
Also a monthly supporter on Rumble, Canadian David has a complaint about the last bumper song that came in. Ooh, baby, you look so fine. Just can't get you out of my mind. He says, take this one off the playlist. No simp country allowed.
What would that mean?
Simp? Simp is somebody who's like a lame-o for a woman.
So how did that apply? I didn't hear the song, but how did it apply to that?
Because he can't get some gal off his mind.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Diane bought 3 coffees yesterday. Yesterday. Not sure if you said you should marry only to have children. Otherwise, you should stay single your whole life?
Yes. Absolutely. There's no other reason to be married if you don't want to have babies. Absolutely, Dan.
Gen C.
Thank you.
20 coffees. Great fellowship yesterday. This is from yesterday, meaning Sunday. Thank you for challenging us and reminding us to work on ourselves.
I'm telling you, do what you want, but if you want to know freedom on earth, if you want to know perfect peace on earth, if you want to know how to live on earth, if you want to know how to become an individual on earth, get to know yourself. The kingdom of heaven is truly within. Watch you. Just watch. All you have to do is to watch the not you. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your body. It's going to blow your mind. It's all in the word, but people won't do it. They just won't do it. Most people won't even stay with the silent prayer. But yes, it's a paradise. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. Jesse, the reason you say you're a pitiful person is because most people are in denial about it and cannot overcome while being in denial. Is that right? That's what I got from your message yesterday, meaning Sunday.
Most people don't realize that when they think, feel, and believe those things about themselves, they are a pitiful person. They don't see that as pitiful. They don't see that as being turned away from God and living a life of hell. They're living in misery, and they are giving it a fancy name called pitiful. But they're really evil. Thank you.
Evil is real. Bought a coffee yesterday. I could not think of a better proof as to why IQ matters than today's show, Monday's show. Keep up the high IQs, Sean. Jesse, do the silent prayer until you overcome that room temperature IQ.
I know.
Pitiful is the way someone sees someone, not the way someone is. It is amazing how our words, etard race, can argue for hours without ever looking up the dang word. Deserving or arousing pity or commiseration. It arouses pity in the judger. It is not how the person actually is. Shout out to the chat tards and shout out to the host tards. Sean, you are awesome.
Pity is not the way someone sees you, it's the way you see yourself. Because the way others see you, it doesn't even matter. It's not even worth thinking about, right? It's not even worth considering, but it's the way you see yourself. That's what pity is.
Pitiful. Gregatron.
Is.
Gregatron 3.
Look past the worldly. Sean said, I couldn't look past the worldly definition of the word.
You got evil is still real on your side, or evil is real on your side, Sean.
But Sean couldn't get past, he said, the worldly definition of the word. That makes sense, too. Thank you, though. I got to take a break. When I come back, 1 more hour.
This is that Simp song, I think.
Yeah, I'm playing it again.
Hake coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. And I'll be back in a moment. 1 more hour to go to your phone calls, all right? Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought, because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
Israel-Hamas war drama. I got the report for you, the update if you're interested. And Elijah McClain, a fake BLM drama. The young man who died in Colorado, his mother's running her mouth about responsibility. Pretty rich, huh? This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour 3. JLP will be right back to your calls and more of the Super Chats. We are behind. But we will get to you guys, all of them. But first, Hake news, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake Report, and of course, Joel Friday TV on Tuesdays. Make sure you catch it on YouTube. And then, of course, American Anchor Baby after Joel Friday TV. Coming Nonsense Network, CNN, and the far-left female-run outlet, The Skim Report. Today is 1 month since Hamas launched their deadly terror attack, October 7th. Killing more than 1,400 people, mostly civilians, according to the reports anyway. Many in their homes and at a music festival. The deadliest single attack in Israel's history and the deadliest attack on Jews since the Holocaust. More than 240 people were taken hostages, many of them still in captivity, most of them still in a captivity, including civilian men, women, and children. Only 4 ladies released so far, and 1 soldier was rescued, I think. The attack led Israel to declare war, promising to end Hamas's ability to rule and launch attacks from the Gaza Strip. Hamas and other militant groups have reportedly launched more than 9,000 rockets into Israel, most of which were intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome. You're welcome, Israel. I think we fund that. Maybe not single-handedly, I'm not sure. Israel's response has reportedly been the deadliest for Palestinians in just under a decade in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes have left more than 10,000 people dead. Dead. That's a lot. Crazy. Including more than 4,000 so-called children, meaning under 18. More than half of the population is under 18, I heard. According to latest figures, more than 50% of housing in Gaza is reportedly either damaged or destroyed. The evil UN, United Nations, estimates more than 1.5 million displaced as Israel has called on Palestinians to move south, where airstrikes have continued. Food, water, and fuel is scarce. Israel said they've encircled Gaza City in the north and divided northern and southern Gaza. Meanwhile, violence is ramped up between Israelis and Palestinians in the West Bank, which is far away on the other side of Israel from Palestine. Tensions also rising in the northern border with Lebanon. The threat of escalation with Iran, which reportedly, anyway, backs militants across the region, that continues. What a mess. Today marks one... Oh, I already said that. Anti-Semitism and Islamophobia on the rise. Give me a break. Fake BLM victim. Yesterday, a jury acquitted a suspended Colorado police officer of manslaughter. He's not guilty in Elijah McClain's death. In 2019, the 20-year-old black male died after Aurora, Colorado police put him in a chokehold and paramedics injected him with ketamine, according to the ladies at the Skim. His death led to widespread protests, of course, by these squeaky wheel BLM agitators. Police reforms in Colorado. Give me a break. They don't have a morally straight governor, I will have you know. Democrat. Male. Prosecutors said Officer Nathan Woodyard failed to follow his training, but Woodyard's lawyers said the client was justified in his actions. And Elijah McClain allegedly reached for another officer's gun. Now, Woodyard is the second officer acquitted in Elijah McClain's passing. 2 paramedics charged in McClain's death are awaiting trial later this month. It's a witch hunt against the whites, against the cops. It's unfortunate they are placing the blame and passing the buck, said Sheenan McClain, Elijah McClain's mom. Pretty rich coming from a mother, huh? Expressing her disappointment Monday after the officer was found not guilty on all charges related to the death of her son, the unarmed 23-year-old black male. He was wrestled to the ground by police and injected with ketamine by paramedics in 2019. He was a massage therapist, musician, and animal lover, walking home from a store, or riding his bike or something, carrying a plastic bag with iced tea. He was confronted by police after they received a call about a suspicious person. He had an open-face ski mask. I'm James Hake, now back to JLP, Hour 3.
Got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way, I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. One line open at 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week. The biblical question. Who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother? Who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother? Because some people are raised by their grandmother. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, you can, of course, podcast all the show, but you could be listening while you're doing whatever you're doing. I accidentally hit the table and knocked Jesse off the table. What the? He's back.
What the?
His voice turned around a different way now. But he's back. And we have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy and you still can be listening to the show by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500 on your iPhone or iPad. So to donate and have your comments read out loud, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, and rebuildingtheman.com, and Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. It's Tuesday. It's the last hour of Tuesday show for me. It is Country and Western Tuesday. What a mess! What a mess. Mess up my shirt.
What the?
Beta! Come on, man! What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing! Amazing! Did you bring pictures of the dog?
Nah, I mean, he's doing better though.
He is?
Yeah, Sandy's on some antibiotics. Breaking news.
Sandy was a little under the weather. Sandy is kind of poorly. Amazing. Well, I'm glad. So he's doing better now?
Yeah, he's doing better. I had him in a little diaper and stuff, but he's got a cone on his head, but he gets the cone removed on Thursday, so he'll be back.
Oh, they're going to take his head off?
That's just the cone.
Oh, cone part of his head?
Yeah, right now he's a cone head.
What the? Sandy was feeling a little rough. Well, I'm glad he's fine. Better. I was thinking about this black female so-called attorney general out of New York who's going after the Great White Hope. I was thinking during the break, what's her stupid name? Letitia James, so-called, but she's affirmative action. Well, I'm sure it ain't no real attorney general. That's why she doesn't know what to do with her job. But I'm thinking during the break, she done messed with the wrong man. You don't go messing with Big Ben. And Letitia James messed with Big Ben. You don't mess with Big Ben, Letitia. And she tried to get so much glory. She show up in court every day rather than doing her job. And I saw a report that says it's abnormal for attorney generals to go sit in court every day with a stupid grin looking at Trump. And then hold a press conference afterward. Now, if that ain't begging for attention, I don't know what is. But that's the spirit of the woman, which is the spirit of evil. You know what other AG was in court a lot? George Floyd AG, the mixed Muslim man, Keith Ellison. Lord, this is why y'all don't white vote. White vote. white folk, listen up. You don't want black people in charge of your country. I'm being told that George Floyd, AG, the mixed Muslim man. Keith Ellison was in court a lot during Derek Chauvin's trial. Black people, you don't want, white people, you don't want black people to, look what a mess they're making. I told you they don't know how to run anything. Look at South Africa. Look at the black neighborhood in America. Look at their children. Look how they treat one another. Why don't you look? And you're just giving up your country. And look at this stupid affirmative action AG. Look, she doesn't even know what to do with her job. Because look at the air traffic controllers, affirmative action people. And hardly a day go by. There's some days when you don't hear about a near miss as a result of dumb air traffic controllers. They're based on their color and not their ability. What a mess. My country's gone. My country is gone. And y'all putting all the wrong people in the right places to make sure that it doesn't return. They were showing, I saw this story about, in one state, Philadelphia somewhere, they had, I guess, a primary or something, and they showed black people stuffing the ballots. You know, that early voter thing, and they have these little boxes set up where you go and put the votes in. And they showing we got it on film. They have it on film. Black people going and stuffing a handful of ballots, like welfare checks, and put them in there. Voted for folks that haven't even been voted, allegedly. I was like, if you want to mess up something, just find a black. They'll do it for you. The one thing about the black, they don't mind cheating at all. They have no problem with it. They don't mind doing wrong. And the white folks put them in charge. I mentioned never take a side. Always have a wait-and-see attitude about all things. That is so true and so needed. If ever that was needed, what's needed is needed now. But poor Letitia James, she's messing with Ben. Lorraine, who is that up there making all that noise? I don't know. He told me his name was Ben. Girl, you better get on back up those stairs to Ben. You don't mess with Ben. Amazing. What's that stupid woman name again? Letitia James. Somebody need to tell Letitia James, you don't mess with Ben. The great white hope, Donald Trump. Amazing. Anyway, stop taking sides, right? Wait and see. I'm waiting to see how this thing going to turn out. I've seen it work out for the president so many times, but I'm waiting to see. These are desperate times for the children of the lie. Desperate times. And so when the children of the lie are in desperate times, they reach for desperate action, desperate measures. So we don't know. But I can tell you this, between now and Election Day next year, it's going to be, I don't want to knock Jesse over again. It's going to be hell to pay. Y'all think the country gone through hell? Desperate people want to maintain power and control over you. But anyway, speaking of don't take sides, this is from JTA.org. And this has a lot to do with taking sides. A Jewish man has died after a pro-Palestine protester struck him in the head with a megaphone on Sunday in Westlake Village in the Los Angeles area. Watch this from Fox.
A pro-Palestinian protest turns deadly after an elderly Jewish man was hit over the head with a megaphone by a Palestinian protester. It happened yesterday in Westlake Village at Westlake and Thousand Oaks Boulevard. Police say after the man was hit with that megaphone, he fell to the ground and hit his head. He later died at the hospital from that fall.
Isn't that amazing? Think about that. Think about that. You have Palestinians and Jews fighting each other in the United States of America over a war that they don't know what the real details are. They don't know what it's all about, but they've been conditioned to take sides rather than a wait-and-see attitude. And look what happened. A man is dead, according to the report, and the man who killed him, allegedly killed him, his life can be destroyed forever over a war that they have nothing to do with, don't even know what it's all about. And I've been seeing some reports that over in Gaza, that the people in Gaza, the regular people, don't like Hamas because Hamas controlled them in Gaza. And so those people are not able to have a life, according to the reports. And that if they speak out against Hamas, and these are Hamas folks, these are their own folks. If they speak out against them, they and their families end up in prison or dead, according to reports. I don't know. But it reminds me of what's happening to the whites in their countries. If white people speak up, they end up attacked. Property, with stuff taken away from them in their own land. And these people are protesting, the Jews, and especially Palestine, out there protesting in my country every day, and they have no clue. They're just repeating and quoting what's been taught to them to say. It has no meaning, but they won't wait and see. And in the meantime, the people that put it on these wars, they're making buku money and perceived power. But they have you fighting one another. Like the blacks and the whites, they have the blacks fighting the whites for years now, since the fake civil rights movement, which should have never happened, by the way. It was the so-called civil rights movement was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks, other than abortion. And they've been fighting the whites ever since for nothing. Zero. Except they've been brainwashed to believe that the blacks were their enemy. That the whites were their enemies. And the whites are not their enemies. And the whites allow them to become, to the point now they become air traffic controllers without knowing what they're doing. They have no clue. And they're taking out, according to the report, experienced air traffic controllers and pilots and putting in these dummies with no. This is not like going to the post office now or the bank. This is like flying in the air. And they have people directing you in the air when they have no clue of what they're doing. They're not qualified. They're affirmative action reparation babies. And in that, no ability required or necessary. They're doing the same thing to these people who are attacking the Jews and fighting them over stuff that they don't even know. Why fight over it? Why not, hey, y'all, we're in America now, supposed to be the land of the free. Let's lay our weapon down and see what happens. You'll be surprised what you'll discover. It's interesting to watch people take sides and they have no clue of what really happened. But that's the ego of human nature. Human nature is evil. Human beings are evil. Once you wake up you're going to see, because you're going to see what's driving you as you're overcoming it, but you're going to see how wicked, no good, trashy, evil, nasty human beings are. Human beings are a mess. This includes your family members, your relationships, your business, whatever it might be. Until the heart is changed, human beings all over the world are evil to the core. When God said that anyone that has anger is a murderer, I know now what he means. And I'm sure I don't even know the depths of that yet. But once you see what's going on in you, you totally understand. So these people, this person hit this man, according to the report, with a megaphone. Now the man is dead. And the war still goes on, and he ain't gonna get nothing from it. Zero. It's like black radical, Black Lives Matter, worse than the KKK. Remember how they burned down and destroyed monuments and statues in the country? And according to the report, they got buku money from it. The blacks didn't get nothing from that. The ones that helped them destroy America didn't get a dime, according to the report. Black Lives Matter was loaded, though. Only thing that an ego person is able to do is to take from others. Whether it's a material things or just a thrill. And if people have no idea what they're talking about or what they're doing, if you doubt me, watch this from MSN. So-called Congressman Cori Bush, a member of the squad, was unable to defend her support for higher taxes on the rich when challenged on the tax rate. Watch this from Fox.
You're saying that you're saying that they're paying their fair share is what you're saying.
No, I'm asking what percentage is a fair share.
Their fair share, the same, if a third of my money is going to taxes, then I think a third of their money should be going to taxes. It does. Well, it does.
I'm trying to understand because you realize the effective tax rate on the poor is less than it is on the rich, right?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not the poor. I'm very close to that line, but I'm not the poor.
Okay, so the effective tax rate on the middle class is less than it is on the rich, correct?
And she called herself a congressman, Cori Bush. Dumb. I don't know about no math. What are you talking? I'm just trying to talk black here. Don't be at the white man with his smartness putting her to the test. I don't know. I just want to be able to say this. You're not supposed to be asking me to add up. Come on. You know black people don't know math. We just want to say what the problem is and lie about that. 888-7753-77. Well, I'm almost at the poor too. So, but I can't add up. I don't know about no taxes. But now, back in a moment. Oh, the treasure chest is now open on D-Line. The treasure chest is open on D-Line. Back. Got it. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND.
I would say my head had been better. Back again, my familiar stand. Nothing more.
Okay, welcome back. 888-775-3773, Country Western Tuesday. Quick announcement. The Hake report, Hake, H-A-K-E report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake report at 9 to 11 a.m. daylight savings time or standard time, something like that. And then at 11 a.m., the Joel Friday TV. Joel Friday TV, blah. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon Pacific time. All right? And thank you for your support, folks. We got a lot to do. You can see we got a lot to do. People are waking up, men and women around the world every day. It's so amazing. The stories I hear of the ones who are waking up and the stories I hear of those who are not waking up, and the suffering is overwhelming. And people don't realize that they are possessed. Each individual is possessed with evil in the mind and emotions. And it causes you to say and do and feel and think what you're doing, and it's not you. You don't have a free will. You've been lied to. You have been lied to. It's amazing. You have been deceived. Every man, woman, and child must be born again of the Father. Otherwise, you're never going to have peace. It just ain't going to happen. And no human being can give you that peace. You must return to your natural state of being by overcoming anger. Let me go to first-time call out of Oregon, Darian out of Oregon. Darian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Darian.
Hey, it's nice talking to you.
Thank you.
I like to answer the biblical question, and then, I had a personal question too.
The biblical question: who or what gave you the impression you have of your mother and or grandmother?
I have to say my mother. For me personally, my mother, because she was the main person I was around for the majority of my life.
And what impression you have of her?
Bad one, terrible one.
Have you always had a terrible impression of your mother?
I'd say, yeah, I'm the middle child. Like, I'm literally the stereotypical middle child. Didn't listen, bad. Well, like, looking back, I don't think I was bad. I think I was just a kid, but
yeah.
I got that. I was told I was bad.
Yeah.
And I held on to all that resentment all my life growing up, still to this day.
You still hold on to it?
Yeah, definitely.
How old are you?
24. I just turned 24.
And why do you hold on to it?
I've been listening to you for a while, and you've helped me, realize a lot of stuff. And it's hard. It's just really hard letting it go.
And why is it hard letting it go?
I can't explain it. I really don't know.
It's
hard
okay.
to explain.
I understand that. Catching my breath, letting it go. turning my cheek for the sake of the show. Well, I appreciate you responding to the biblical question. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. And you have a question for me. Go ahead.
I wanted to know, is talking out loud, like speaking out loud, is that the same as thinking in your head? Because lately, like this past year and a half that I've been listening to you, I'll remember the all thoughts are all lies all the time, and then I'll say that out loud, and I'll revert to speaking out loud instead of thinking in my head. And I just wanted to know, is it the same? Because I've never heard anybody ask this question.
If you're doing it to remind yourself that all thoughts are lies and that they're not my thoughts, this is not me, that's fine, because eventually you won't have to do that, because as you're reminding yourself that it's not you, your nature is changing. And when I say nature is changing, all these old identities that you picked up all your life by calling yourself angry, calling yourself this, and calling yourself that, those things are disappearing, and then eventually you won't have to remember to remind yourself, because you will only be one. You'll be whole. You'll be of God. God, you will have one nature, and you'll be fine. So it's neither wrong nor right. It's just a reminder.
Yeah, sorry. I literally I have the anxiety. Like, I don't even know. Like, I think it's like something I felt when I was a kid. I feel it right now talking to you. Like, I'm just nervous. I know it's the devil inside of me, you know? Like,
yeah. Describe what you're feeling right now.
it's like anxiety. Like when I was a kid, when I used to get beat on, you know, like I felt like that sense of anxiety, and I feel it all the time when I get nervous. And I don't know, like I just feel nervous right now. Like it's 'cause I have to hear the truth, and I don't want to hear the truth.
You so you feel like movements inside of your body, like a sense of pain.
Yeah, like there's something gripping my heart, literally. Like it feels like a sense of something grabbing me, and then I get it all the time. Like when I'm just get really nervous or somebody's talking to me intensely, you know, like I just get nervous. I think it was just like speaking to my mother. I think I realize it, but I can't get over it.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I totally understand what you're thinking and what you're feeling right now. From this day forward, never say, I feel that. Even though you are feeling it in the body, but you're not your body, right? So never say, I feel that again. It's enough to see that is happening, but it's not you. So you can stop. The real you is not, you're not the feelings, you're not the anxiety, you're not the emotions, you're not the thoughts. So stop saying, I feel that. Stop identifying with it.
Yeah, I sound like a woman.
Yep. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I hate praying, but I definitely should do it.
So are you doing this?
I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
And why not?
I'm a beta male.
So do you love the hell that you're living in?
No, I hate it. It's terrible.
So listen, don't hate it or love it. Do the silent prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Do the
I know. The hate. I don't really hate anything. It's just like I don't believe in racism, but like I'll say racist. Like that's just the word that I'm using, you know, to express what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't really.
I understand. Here's what I really recommend, buddy, that you do the silent prayer every morning, every night, and then during the day, bring your mind back to your body instead of thinking about the past or the future. And even though you're scared to do it, even though you, whatever is happening, in your weakest moment, you still do it anyway. Come unto me as you are, thus said God, right? He doesn't expect you to be strong in the beginning. He just expects you to take that first step. Even in your weakest time, come as you are. So just do it even though you're trembling. Come in trembling toward the light. You're going to be fine, and the trembling will be made whole.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, it's yeah. I haven't. I just now started like thinking like this. Like I say 2020, like I grew up around, like even like as I'm speaking right now, I don't really typically talk like this. I just have like massive respect for you and I want to be respectful. But I grew up around black people all my life.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know, right? I've overcome my blackness. Like, I don't agree with any of that. Like, literally, I have a shirt on right now that says White Lives Matter, but that's mostly the troll, the black people. But I don't really feed into any of that. And then whenever I hear about it, I try to dispel it or talk it down, like,
yeah.
It's not worth it.
Do the silent prayer, and you'll be fine. And shake, but do it. Be afraid, but do it. And don't give up on you. Work on you, and the light of God will bring you into your real self. He'll take the not you away from it. It will happen, but you got to work on it. You got to do it. You got to stay with it. One last thing before we run here. Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
I have not. Like, my father, I feel like I love my father. Like, I have so much respect for him. And then, like, after hitting adult and then separating from my mother, starting to realize that, she put me against my father and kept me away from him. So, I still speak to him today. Like, I should have a closer relationship to him, but I need to apologize for resenting him. And same with my mother. She lives in Florida. I'm from Florida, but I live in Oregon right now. So I would want to do it in front of her, like face to face.
Why not FaceTime with her?
I could do that too. I didn't know if that was the same or not. I just felt like it would be better to do.
Yeah, I mean, if up there in Oregon, not in Florida right now, and you want to get started on your life, you can FaceTime. You just want to be looking at her if you can. You want to be looking at the devil when you deal with it, so you'll be shaking in your boots. But you face the devil anyway, and you will be free of the devil in her. And then you start dealing with the devil inside of you that will pass on to you from her. And I'm telling you, one thing will lead to another. But I recommend you do it FaceTime, do the silent prayer, and you'll see what happens, buddy. Stay with it. Everything will start to change for you.
I'm 100% do that. I really appreciate it. It was very great talking to you. I love listening to you. And you definitely helped me a lot. Helped me see a little bit clearer. I'm not there all the way, but I'm taking steps to get there.
All right, so stay with it then, right? And let me hear from you, see how you're doing. And from now, the anxiety you feel, call it what it is. It's evil. You're possessed. It's evil. And that way you stay clear as to what's going on. It's a spiritual battle we all have to overcome. It's a spiritual battle. And if you call it what it is, you'll see clear what it is, and you'll overcome it sooner rather than later.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
And good talking to you.
Yes, sir.
What were you about to say?
I said I'm gonna look up the silent prayer as soon as I hear you talking about it. I just was never really into praying. I was around bad Christians all my life, so it really turned me off from prayer and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, you don't do the Christian prayer. That's a waste of time. Be still and know God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So go to rebuildingaman.com/church. No, /prayer. Rebuildingaman.com/prayer. Or silentprayer.video. All right?
Yes, sir.
I wish you well, man.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
You too. Amazing. Anyone that wants it can receive the kingdom of heaven right here on earth. You can be free, or you can stay your slave. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super
chats. Gregatron bought you 3 coffees yesterday. This is for the experts. Hey guys, I think I know what Jesse means by pitiful. Every week or so, Jesse has a new word or theme. For example, months ago, Jesse said, if you feel X, Y, or Z, you are Jeffrey Dahmer. Or if you feel A, B, and C, or C, you are living in the wilderness. Does that help? Like being a mechanical person. He's just using a word as a theme as to what not to be. Don't be Jeffrey Dahmer. Don't be a mechanical person. Don't be in the wilderness. Don't be a pitiful person, etc., etc.
Amazing. That's deep. I can promise you this. That's Trump.
Right.
Every angry person is 2 hoops and a holler from becoming Jeffrey Dahmer. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Nice.
Amazing. Thank you.
Henry Ford Lives donated a diamond. My tax dollars fund the synagogue of Satan. Oy vey. And he also says with another diamond, shout out to Rainpipe. He's a good boy. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry Ford Lives.
Am I a Zionist?
I'm not sure of anything anymore.
I want to be a Zionist.
Yes, you can be a Zionist.
Is that a bad thing?
Depends on whom you ask.
I never heard of Zionists till I was doing this show. So it sounds like something that everybody should want to be.
Kind of like a racist.
My mother married in a Zionist. My father, people were ashamed of me.
Zuzu CC on
My father said I was Zionist by law.
Coffee.
They always call me Zionist squall.
What the?
Sion,
Come on, man.
Sion says, Hank is a cracker. I hit the mic.
Polly want a cracker. Thank you.
The funny part is I actually am a cracker because I was born in Florida.
Oh.
Nice.
People born in Florida are crackers. Anyway.
Speaking of Hassan,
I knew you had some serious issues.
Zuzu CC on bought 3 coffees. Hassan Yeezy's dogs seem all quiet, but dog was showing us his blank ... He didn't have him fixed. Is that good or bad, Jesse? About to have my cat fixed. She just had kittens. Hake is a honky. I'm just reading the super chat.
It's a honky the same as being a Zionist?
Many honkies are Zionists.
It's Sion, are you a Zionist too? You want to be a Zionist with me?
Her name is Zion.
Oh, see?
Yep. Is it bad not to have your animal fixed?
What does that mean?
Fixed means neutered. I don't get how that's being fixed. Seems like more like ruined to me.
It is ruining.
Exactly.
Leave the dog alone. The dog may want to have some babies. Or make some babies.
But when they're not fixed, they can be pretty aggressive.
And that's what dogs do. Have you noticed angry people or aggressive people?
Yeah.
So angry people are animals.
Yep.
Amazing.
Housewife Hustle bought 5 coffees. Hey, Jesse, you were spot on with the advice about relationships during the fellowship on yesterday, meaning Sunday, because this is from yesterday.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 7:7-9 says we should remain single like Jesus unless we are burning with lustful desires. The earlier caller today, meaning yesterday, and the discussion from yesterday, Sunday, made me want to share this. Hashtag Bible Thumper, LOL not.
I rest my case. Thank you. That's deep. There's no reason to get married unless you want children. Don't let the devil tell you, oh, your life would be better if you just get married, if you just have children. All they're doing is setting you up for more pain. The devil give you wrong answers all the time in the imagination. They're always wrong. Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought 5 coffees. Just received my what the mug and will be listening to the show with my favorite coffee. Best wishes to Jesse and crew.
Thank you. What the? That's deep. I appreciate it.
Rebuildingtheman.com/stores to get yours.
Yeah, rebuildingtheman.com/stores.
Rocky the Mexican flag emoji, bought a coffee. Hi, Jesse. Question. Now that I have been reborn again, I am having trouble communicating with people. I want to talk like normal people do, but there's something in me that's always trying to say I have to talk and think spiritually now. What should I do? Thanks, team.
Let that happen so you can overcome the world. Because the world, if you really, really pay attention to the conversation of the world, it's about nothing. Intellectual people conversations are empty and dumb. So let it happen. Either you want to overcome the world or you don't. You got to make your mind up. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee today. I've been watching videos and talking to some Christians, and they all say Jesus is God, but I think Jesus is the Son of God. If Jesus is God or the Son of God, how would we know?
How will I know if she really loved me? Because I told you so.
Whoa.
Know for yourself, and that's it. If you don't know, don't make up an answer. Have a way to see, and it will be revealed to you. And once it's revealed to you, once you get the understanding of it, it's yours. No one can make you doubt. Amazing. Thank you.
Ravender bought 10 coffees. Shun evil, shun evil, shun evil. Remain dead while alive. The devil lived. Rebuke the devil. Rebuke the devil in others and tell others how to rebuke the devil. There is a way out through the fear of God. Do not be afraid of others or death. Fear God alone. Shun evil on Shunday Monday. Nice.
Amazing. Thank you.
Prep Ham Paul's Country and Western Tuesday is the best Tuesday of the week.
Country and Western Tuesday. Thank you.
White Mamba donated on Rumble saying,
you gotta know how to rumble.
JLP, I'm going to quit drinking alcohol today. It's ruining my life. What do I do when I get the urge to drink? Thanks.
Take the pain of it. Don't call it me and watch it. And let's say it be so painful you can't help it, right? Be aware of yourself going to the liquor store, buying the liquor, pouring it in a glass. Be aware of yourself drinking it. And the awareness, and the drink is going to try to give you a thrill, a good drunk feeling thrill or a bad thrill. Watch the thrill, knowing that it's not you. And the awareness of everything will change it. There is power in awareness. That's why God said, stay present. The greatest sin is to forget to be present, all right? And awareness will change it. But do not judge yourself. You're not the alcohol. You're not an alcoholic. It's just what you do because you're trying to find peace. Stay with it and do the silent prayer. Thank you.
So, something like a something bought a coffee. Hassan, do you think you could get so-and-so to do a Fallen State episode or bring them on the show? That would be epic. # pause.
But this is not the Fallen State.
Oh.
And I've already tried.
Amazing. Thank you. I got to stop there. I want to squeeze some calls. Thank you. Amazing. I do appreciate it. Let me go to Steve out of Illinois. Steve been waiting a long time. Steve, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Sir, 1 second, sir.
Oh, my God.
Give me like 10. Hold on. Give me 10 or 15 seconds here.
Wow.
Hang on, I got to get off this phone, dude. Hold on.
He's working in there.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you for holding, or thanks for taking my call, man.
You're welcome, buddy. Go ahead.
Hey, I just was hoping to at least thank you, and I did the silent prayer for like a month, give or take. I mean, in and out of days, of course, because I didn't hit every single day, but I just wanted to, make sure to let you know that it does work, dude, and
yeah,
it like, it makes a big impression on like your, like you said, self-awareness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that as a real man, like, I mean, as a person who, identifies as a man, obviously, they're gonna be an influence of a sort. So, I'm just thankful, man. I just called to say thanks, dude, honestly. Like, you told me to call you back, so I'm just...
Oh, good. Well, you're welcome, Steve.
Keep up with my word, brother.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
man. Stay with it. Never stop being aware, all right? Stay with it.
Yes, sir.
It only
Yes,
get clearer. Your burdens become light. Your ways are made even and smooth for you. It's just going to get better. Stay with it, man.
Thank you so much, man. Absolutely, will do.
All right.
And cheers to you guys in the crew there. And yeah, dude. Yeah, you guys are making it happen, dude.
You too, buddy. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that.
All right, you're welcome. All right, have a good day.
You too, buddy. Amazing. I'm glad we got him in. He waited for over an hour or so. I am so out of time. Calandra from Tennessee. Joe from Arizona. And the caller that just dropped. And the super chatters that we didn't get to today, come hell or high water, we're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to get to them. I am so out of time right now. Thank you for get on that straight and narrow, folks, and stay there by yourself. By yourself. This is one road you can't take anyone. All right? And do it, forgive, do the prayer, and watch. Watch. The rest is easy. The Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake Report.com. And then after the Hake Report at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. You bet. And then at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. The one, the only American Anchor Baby. Thank you all. Amazing stuff. Thank you all for what you're doing to make this show happen. All of you. Thank you for your support, folks. Get on that path. It's so beautiful. It really, really is. It's life. It's paradise on earth. Have a good one. And bye. See y'all tomorrow. Manhood Hour, the third hour tomorrow. Bye.
If we don't, then we lose, and then we gotta hit the fake news. Whoa.
Must know that so you can. Something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause so you can. Something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.
Thank you, JLP, Hassan, Sean.